Yep.
And you got Larry Johnson, who is the king of defensive line recruiters in this country.
100%. And the thing is that people don't need to get upset with Todd Bates about. We are competing against Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State. How long has it been since we've said that for defensive guys?
The chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want, and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no, I'm funded. Play the game.
Welcome back to the Hall of Fame College Football Podcast. I'm your host, Jason Watkins, and if you love college football, you're definitely in the right place. So before you forget, smash that red subscriber button, like our videos, and don't forget to ring that bell so that you don't miss one moment of the Hall of Fame College Football Podcast. Bryce is off on this one. This one's just going to be me, but we do have a very special guest for you today. First, before we do that, we are going to talk a little bit about something that this is kind of, listen, folks, and I really wish that we didn't have to keep on having these conversations about this new coaching staff and and it's a rebuilding season. Before I even get into this, I wanted to just remind Sooner fans, folks, this is a rebuilding season. They have a chance to win some games coming down the stretch, get to 8-9 wins. That should be enough. It really should. This is all aimed at Coach Todd Bates, Oklahoma co-defensive coordinator. He worked on the Clemson staff all the way from 2017 on, came in right after the first national title, ended up helping them win another one, was recruiter of the year in 2020. He put 3 guys in the top 20 of the NFL draft that year. So now what we're seeing here is, look at this. Least depth of any position on the recruit. He's the worst recruiter on staff. And these are just a few. These knuckleheads right here are the ones that are doing it like the most. I'm sick of you guys the most. Sick of you guys. I've got you silenced. But me and somebody's been saying that he wasn't it, and we've been getting shredded. Well, you need to get shredded because, it is different. I will tell you that. It's different to come in here and in a program that you haven't been able to get recruits for a long time. And, it's asinine to me, man. The whole thing is just asinine to me. So here's the deal. What I did is I started going back and looking through some of this stuff that Todd Bates has done. This is a guy who has coached at Jacksonville State University, defensive ends. Let me just say this. Between the 2 schools that he went to, and you can say whatever you want about it's easier to get guys once you've already won. Well, the other guy that was helping get guys is also on staff. His name is Brent Venables, okay? This is not an issue, except that you guys are making it an issue. And what I'm going to do today is we're going to go through some of this stuff, and I don't want there's just no way that you can sit here and tell me that this guy is not a good recruiter. It's the stupidest thing in the world. He was recruiter of the year, right? I got to tell you guys, bottom line is this. This has nothing to do with Todd Bates. And the guest that I have, this is going to be a great guest. We have a guy this guy eats, drinks, and sleeps recruiting, and he's going to tell you some things and shed some light on some stuff that even I didn't really know. But I'm going to tell you another thing. We're talking about all this slander, and this didn't just come from this couple of tweets. This is a large segment of Oklahoma fans that are on Twitter just raking this dude over the coals. Like you could do a better job. And like Oklahoma's been getting guys like Kayden McDonald or like Colton Vasek, who he helped Miguel Chavis get. Or like, he also, I mean, there's a lot of guys. Listen, when he was there at Clemson, and I don't care what you're trying to talk about. At Clemson, he had 3 first round draft picks in the same season that went before pick 20. We're talking about Austin Bryan going 17th pick. Christian Wilkes, he went with the 13th pick. And then you had Klein Farrell that went with the 4th pick in that draft. 9 All-Americans to his credit. Not one guy that he has coached on the defensive line, not one, going all the way back to Jacksonville State when he was the defensive line coach there, not one guy that he has coached hasn't won at least one all-conference award. You're barking up the wrong tree here, folks. Some folks need to understand what it's going to take and where this program already was before you can sit here and really take a look or take shots at Venables, Todd Bates, any of these guys. It's insanity. So I'm going to go ahead and bring my guy in. Welcome to the show, Peyton Manning, not the quarterback, the recruiting guru. Welcome to the show, Peyton.
Hey, man, thanks for having me. I'm happy to be here and, shed some light on some of our recruiting opportunities we got. So.
Yeah, listen, it's been something that all week, I saw Corey on there talking about, I cannot believe it's not even November yet. And we're getting all this stuff about Bates. I know you probably heard it in my intro here, but the guy has had 9 All-Americans, 9.
Yeah.
3 of those guys went in the top 20 in the draft, in one season. And he was the 2020 Rivals Recruiter of the Year. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, it's easy to recruit when you're at Clemson, and they've already won a national championship.
Yeah.
Well, is it though? Because, they didn't get there overnight. No. You know what I mean? And so, and yes, Venables had a part in that as well. And he's also here running the team. So anyway, tell me what you think about this and where do you feel like, I think the big question I would have is these guys, yes, he's missed out on some of these guys, but where were we at with these guys prior to Bates getting here?
100%. So I want to go back to Lincoln Riley. We weren't even in these guys' top 5s, top 8s. We weren't getting official visits from these guys.
Right.
We weren't competing for defensive players. We had all the offensive talent in the world. Don't get me wrong at all, but defensive guys, they weren't there. Then Brent Venables, Todd Bates comes in, and even I'm telling you, Miguel Chavis is one of the most underrated recruiters right now.
I love this guy, man.
I'm telling you, he is one of the most underrated recruiters in the nation right now. But they come in and they sell this brand, right? And it's not just a brand; it's a lifestyle. And people were buying. I mean, people are still buying this brand. It's not, and the brand is simple. It's football is more than football. We're creating a family here. We want y'all to learn
the whole
more.
Chosen 23 and all that stuff. Yeah.
It's just more than football. It's not just about football with these guys, and they're making connections with not only the recruits but really the athletes.
Correct.
That's what they're selling. I understand that we didn't land Kayden McDonald. We had made him we gave him a thought about it, but I don't think he ever really. I think we just got in his recruitment too late.
I think that he was in I think his top 5 Oklahoma was maybe 4th, if that.
Yeah, 100%. And honestly, it was Clemson 1, Ohio State 2, and I don't know what transponded there. I really don't. But about 3-4 days before his commitment date, there started what some people thought to be a smokescreen. There was rumors that it was going to be a smokescreen. It was going to be Clemson all the way. But then Ohio State put their foot in the door and they said, "Nah, it's not over yet." And he ultimately ended up choosing Ohio State, which don't blame the kid. He's gonna really dominate in that defense they have.
Well, yeah. I mean, and you start looking at the guys that they have put into the league at Ohio State, and you got Larry Johnson, who is the king of defensive line recruiters in this country.
100%. And the thing is that people don't need to get upset with Todd Bates about. We are competing against Alabama, Clemson, Ohio States. How long has it been since we've said that for defensive guys? We've landed
a long time. A long time. Well, and they lost Jordan Renaud to Alabama, right? Yep. So there's two guys right there. And then, of course, Hicks going. And the David Hicks thing, I think, is where this kind of started. But honestly,
that definitely left a bad taste in Sooners fans' mouth. It did.
It did. And I understand that. But that's the one guy that went to a program that wasn't named Ohio State, Alabama, or, even like Georgia, for instance. But I mean, when you look at, you're talking, Larry Johnson has literally been doing this and getting the best dudes. I mean, the Bosa brothers went to Ohio State because of Larry Johnson, period.
100%.
Both of them. And, you've got, I mean, good grief. And there's the other thing. Tell me what you think about these two guys. What about Marcus Deal? And what about Ruben Bain? Are these guys, they're showing as warm, both at Rivals and at 247 on Oklahoma. Hey, folks, Jason Watkins, Hall of Fame, College Football Podcast. If you'd like to help support our show, we have a fabulous way for you to do so. We have teamed up with the #1 team merchandise retailer in the world, Fanatics. That's right, Fanatics. Now, the next time you need a new hat for your favorite team, shirt, even memorabilia, all you have to do is go to our website first, hofmedia.us/fanatics. That's hofmedia.us/fanatics. At the bottom of the page, there is a blue Fanatics logo. You click on it, then shop as normal. You're going to get up to 65% off everything in the store, and we get a small commission for everything you purchase. It's a win-win. So again, hofmedia.us/fanatics. That's hofmedia.us/fanatics. You help the show and save a bunch by doing so. It's a win-win situation, and we get to continue bringing you fabulous content week after week. On Oklahoma, they're definitely in the top 5 there.
100%. We have a good chance. What I'm looking for is official visits and at home, because we're allowed to do at-home visits as well. And I think those are going to take a couple places after the season.
Right.
I think it all depends on official visits. Official visits will say a lot. Like David Hicks never canceled his official visit, kept it under his belt, and is going to. And that's confirmed. He's taking it. He is taking the official visit.
So he will be
11/8. It's going to be on 11/18/22. It's going to be there that entire weekend. That's huge. I'm telling. It's not. That's why I tweeted yesterday. It's not over till it's over, because they did get confirmed yesterday that he's
going to be there. Yeah. And that was something I saw as well. So that was my whole thing, is that, like, to me, I mean, you don't know with any of these guys, but especially somebody who goes to A&M. Guys, it's a shit show right now down in College Station.
100%.
Jimmy Sexton, there are rumors, and none of it is completely confirmed, but I've talked to people down around that area that are saying he's been all over College Station for a week now.
Yep.
Now, there's, I mean, at least 3 different reports that are published reports, whether they be on YouTube or somewhere on a board somewhere, but they're published reports of saying that Jimmy Sexton's been there. Why has he been there? Well, probably because they're having to, there's a big there's a big thought that now Jimbo is wanting to go to West Virginia. West Virginia needs a coach because the guy that they have isn't getting it done. Neil Brown they want him out of town yesterday. And he got the kiss of death, which is that, oh, we love Neil Brown from the AD. That is the kiss of death for coaches. I don't care if you're in the NFL or Major League Baseball or whatever. Whenever somebody comes out and publicly says we support this guy, that means they're about to fire his ass. It happens all the time. So, and who else would you want? I mean, obviously, not that I think that Jimbo's the greatest coach, but he does recruit well. He will recruit a hell of a lot more at West Virginia there. So apparently there's some thoughts there. A lot of it lines up. There's some other things that I've heard that I'm not too positive about, so I'm not really going to bring them up. But that being said, I believe that they're probably there. If Sexton is down there, he's there trying to negotiate with A&M to buy out, and it isn't going to be at $86 million. There's no damn way. If that's the case, he gets to stay because there's no way they're going to pay him $86 million to not coach.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
No,
I don't even know that they would do half of that. That's silly shit. And I wouldn't. I mean, there's no way. I'd be like, look, man, figure it out.
Yeah,
figure it out. And in the end, but the other part of it is this. This is the whole reason I brought them up. Whether or not he stays or goes, the other big thing that's going around everywhere, and you've seen it on Twitter, is that I've heard as high as 6 5-star guys that are definitely in the portal.
Yeah.
This is another thing that we need to realize is that, yes, we may not be winning, but being in that room is huge because we haven't been in that room.
No.
Oklahoma has not been in that room.
No.
So now that they are, that's a good thing. That tells you that he knows what the hell he's doing. Number 2, that's not the only place you're going to win. You got to win the transfer portal because that's what is happening in this day and age. The transfer portal is just as important. Lincoln Riley never had better than 6th as a recruiting class.
Yeah, as a recruiting class.
He killed
6.
the transfer portal though, always.
Yep.
And that was before it was, completely wide open to do whatever the hell you want.
100%. I know right now, we're talking to a defensive lineman from Notre Dame. He's going to come in. He's going to be a 1-year relief possibly. There's also a cornerback from Louisville. I think he has 2 years of eligibility remaining.
Yep.
Outside of those 2 guys, I'm not 100% sure because, like you said, the transfer portal begins in December. Like that's when it's
right.
As
soon as the season's over with, is when they can get in and go do it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
unless you lose your coach or whatever, which whatever. So there's maybe already some guys from Auburn. I'd already seen 4 or 5 different people from Auburn that are going into the portal. Whether or not they end up staying, we'll find out.
They've also had a couple decommits as well. They've had a couple players decommit. I know a 4-star inside lineman. He decommitted. I seen that scrolling through
right
on 3. But yeah, Auburn's going to be in a little bit of trouble here. I think with them firing their coach, they're going to need somebody to come in and really fix that.
Sanders.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I've seen that, and he fits. I mean, he does fit there.
He absolutely fits, and it would scare the shit out of Nick Saban.
Oh,
he was hate that. Ooh,
yeah,
I'd love it.
Love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over